So first of all, thank you, Keaton, for your presentation. There were so many points of synergy in what you were saying. And so I was nodding along. I had to turn my video off because I was having some connectivity issues. But I think two things that jumped out to me were the emphasis on simplicity and adding real value, and then making business easy for farmers so they can focus on farming. So I think you and I are going to have some interesting follow-up conversations on what we're doing. So it's a pleasure to be here with you all this morning, and thank you, Carl, and everyone for the opportunity. So today I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about our company roots and who we are, the problem that we see in global ag supply chains and how we're solving those, and where we are in our journey and why our journey is focused on Montana. So we are farmer-owned, farmer-founded. We were founded about 6 years ago by 3 farmers who are also grain industry experts. And being founded by farmers means that we really understand the challenges that farmers face, and we know firsthand what is not currently working for farmers in supply chains, where there's value being lost. We are a global company across Australia, the Philippines, and the US. So this is kind of a dense overview of the problems that we see as a company with supply chains. And the key takeaway is that supply chains really do not meet the needs of all participants, especially farmers, and they won't meet our future food needs. So I could spend a good hour on these problems, and I'm sure they're very familiar to many of you, but I want to focus in on 2 specific issues. The first of these is consolidation in the industry, and this stat alone is always one that I think makes me pause, which is that 4% of agribusiness are controlling 90% of the global grain trade. So what does that mean? It means that farmers are stuck in these very established roles with little opportunity to capture more value, more profit from what they do on the farm. The second piece of that is that we know that farming is demanding, and to be profitable, farmers need to be managing their planting, their inputs, their teams, their logistics, their marketing. Although with Keaton around, they may have to be managing that a little bit less. And they have to deal with consumer demands and market swings. And for all of this work, close to 90% of US farmers need off-farm income. So there's a bit of a disconnect there. So we're looking at how do we really change the status quo for farmers and their partners so that they can connect across supply chains, so they can be more profitable, but all have this be really simple and easy. What we identified as a company from the get-go is that the agronomic side is really well covered. There's a lot of innovation and technology being done around, the inputs, what goes into the field. And we're focused on helping the farmer from the point of harvest onwards. So we have 4 different products that are captured here that are all around the lens of combining inventory management, data, and finance into one easy, secure digital platform. Where I'm going to focus today is on starting at the farm level. So our technology is about how we help farmers to be more competitive. And so what we look at is for all the hard work that a farmer does, how can they get the most out of each and every harvest? How can they work with their partners to be more efficient, more competitive, more profitable? And our intent isn't to create, to go create a solution looking for a problem, but rather to simplify what already needs to happen so that the farmer can get the most value from each and every harvest. So this is where our Waypath for Farmers comes in. It allows farmers to very simply, from the palm of their hand across their team, track their grain from the moment it's harvested through to storage and sale. I've been having tech problems today. It's very much designed for a farm user. It works online and offline so that when these issues come up, you still have that functionality. It allows farmers to capture their quality, their yields, and then to know throughout the season what they have on inventory. And so when they're using applications like Farm Stack, they know exactly how much inventory they have left to sell and what they have committed on contract. And so it's just being able to, from the palm of your hand, know exactly, the same way you can check your bank balance, you can check your inventory balance. One of the things that I think is really important to emphasize is that we're simplifying what a farmer already does, what they do with pen and paper, what they do in Excel, what they do with scale tickets, and putting it all in one place So there's no new work here, it's making existing work faster. So allowing the farmer to trace their commodities from field to contract, to manage delivery on existing contract, to reconcile their payments. Another key value prop that we hear from a lot of our customers is the never losing the load again. And I wish I could say in some ways this doesn't happen, but I talk to people all the time who say, oh, I had a truck go missing at harvest and a couple $1,000s that we couldn't track down. And through Waypath, you're able to ensure that you have an audit trail and you know where everything went at all times. And so there's that ability to go back and to double check where you are. And then the final piece is this managing of on-farm storage. So always knowing exactly what you have left to sell. I had a customer who said to me this winter, oh, Waypath has been so great with all the crazy market swings, and we were able to act. He was in New York, his farm was actually in Arkansas, and he was able to look at his phone and say, oh gosh, I've got this amount left to sell, the market's up, I can sell right now. And I said, well, great, Stuart, that's wonderful to hear, but what would you have done previously? He said, well, I would have sent my guy out to the bins, had him climb up the ladder, bang on the side, and then make an estimate of where things stood. And I was like, all right, well, I'm glad to hear that does sound like a process improvement. And in addition to that, it's knowing the quality of all of that inventory. It's being able to look at load history. It's having automated shrink. And what we're soon going to have, and we aim to have a beta version in the market here a year from now, is the ability for farmers to access finance against their inventory. So we're in the business of securing inventory and having the ability to, through a couple clicks, to get loans against the value of that inventory. So we are, to sort of tie all this together, we know that simple tools can help farmers and their partners capture more value from what they're already doing and get out ahead of changing consumer demands, and also really allow the farmer to focus on farming and have the same simplicity and ease that we all expect in our day-to-day lives, have that in farming. The reason that we're leading this from Montana is because our state really lives and breathes a mixture of tradition and innovation, and there's really no better place to sort of bridge that. How do we really serve the farmer and think ahead, but really speak to where farming is and where it might go. As a company, we very much believe that this is a partnership journey, and we are so pleased. I'm so pleased to be speaking with you all here today, and I hope that there are many conversations that come up now, but also afterwards. Certainly, if you want to try out Waypath, you can try it for free. You can follow the link here, get in touch with me. But we're also looking for partners to grow with, so where we have complementary solutions. So I think there's a lot we can talk about even with FarmStack, but I'm sure there are many other conversations to have here. So I will stop now and look forward to continuing the conversation.
Thank you, Katrina.